Everyone remembers how much equipment and personnel of the occupants were destroyed in Chornobayivka. So, this black hole is child's play compared to the Zaporizhia Triangle Novoprokopivka Verbova-Kshetivate. If someone thinks that something has slowed down there, they are mistaken. Just a few examples of why this is so. In early June, the Ukrainian Liberation Forces deployed in this area and successfully broke through the first line of enemy defenses. Very quickly, practically in the second half of the month, the command of the Russian forces began to send reserves from the second line of defense to reinforce the area. In fact, these reserves remained there, but there is a nuance. In the black soil. When the Ukrainian Liberation Forces deployed in the second line of defense to expand the bridgehead and create conditions for a breakthrough, the Russian troops began to move forces and means from other bridgeheads and zones of responsibility to Zaporizhia Oblast. The most vivid example is the transfer from Luhansk region of the 7th and 76th Guards Mountain Air Assault Division units of the 234th and 237th Airborne Regiments. They were transferred here about 2 weeks ago. Ukrainian stormtroopers only paused slightly and ground these units into mincemeat. In fact, in 2 weeks not only offensive but also defense potential of the enemy's combat-ready forces transferred hundreds of kilometers away was completely ground up. The fresh meat was chewed and swallowed without even choking, and now we can move on. In the east, the consolidation of the AFU on the Andriivka-Klishivka line is the starting point from which we can more realistically talk about further encirclement of Bakhmut. The capture of this line gives fire control over another part of the town of Bakhmut itself. This is a support line, which for the AFU is very important for the realization of further plans. However, the official reports about the capture of these settlements do not mean that the fighting has stopped there. Now there is a struggle for their retention. Each of their losses the occupants must consolidate with even greater losses in an attempt to retake the settlement. But in the near future the enemy will begin to think not about the return of these settlements, but about deterring the AFU and restoring their own forces, on the arrangement of their line of defense. The enemy will hit the positions of the AFU as much as possible, with artillery, drones, unguided bombs, to delay the Ukrainian advance. Until they replace the units there with combat-ready ones and raise the moral and psychological state of the personnel, it is too early to talk about serious attempts at a counteroffensive. The 72nd Motorized Rifle Brigade of the Russian Federation is completely defeated, and we are unlikely to see it at the front in the near future, because its command is almost completely destroyed. The 31st and 83rd Airborne Assault are significantly battered. All the extra forces like the Española just ran away in wild terror from there. But all this is temporary. As soon as they gather their strength, they will try to advance again, once again. I wanted to talk about the events in Nagorno-Karabakh and Schrodinger's Kadyrov today, but I changed my mind. I'm not sure I need to deviate from the theme of the channel. And thank you for being with me till the end of the video.